So here we are in another cave, which served multiple purposes. The first thing that I was really impressed with is this collection of marine fossils from the times when this mountain used to be covered with seawater. So you can see, you see the different shells and sea life. Going a little bit further, we'll go down in here a little bit later, but that's a water cistern. And so they had access to it up here.
It's probably one of the biggest caves we've been to.
Yeah, it's such a large complex that was used for a number of different purposes. And so originally this place was used as a church. It was later converted into an olive press. So if we come a little bit further here, you can see this is where the olive press used to be.
Wow. Let me check it. Oh, this way is not good. So big.
Wow. The floor is really uneven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this actually, you can't really recognize it so much as a church anymore, but it used to be the Church of St. George
Let's go.
before it was converted into that olive press.
Hey, let's go this way. Let's go this way.
In a minute.
Where they used to store some wine barrels.
And then there's another room under here.
The steps are really interestingly shaped. They said these are concave shaped, which just means they're not exactly flat. Don't know why.
Well, they said that it's for rolling down the barrels.
Oh, for rolling the barrels down. That makes
Yeah.
it easier for them to.
So they kind of like dented in the middle.
So, what was interesting is during the summertime, the sun is high enough in the sky that it doesn't actually reach from the entrance to this back wall, so it keeps it cool down here. And then in the winter, the sun actually does, during part of the day, actually shine onto this back wall, which is hard to imagine because the entrance is way up there, but you can see it that it actually would. And it helps keep the temperature higher in here. So it maintains a temperature of about 12 degrees Celsius at all time, which is ideal for storing wine. It used to be, again, a church, which if you come up here, I thought this was pretty interesting.
Wait.
It's hard to roll.
You may be able to see it from here, but there's a vague impression of a chalice, which would have been for the wine of the Eucharist or Passover. And even very faintly, you can see two 17s there. So 17 on the left and a 17 on the right, which seems to be a date, 1717.
I didn't see that. But I'm sure it's there.
I think there's also an impression of bread there as well, but it's very faint. It's hard to see.
Oh yeah, interesting thing I found out is from the different cave is that they used to have a community bakery, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that. And so you didn't have to bake your bread at home. They bake it at community bakery. And the way they knew which bread is which, they have a special stamps for each family. So they knew which bread is for who after that bakes.
Yeah, so bread stamps are a big thing here. This is the statue of St. George and the dragon. So you can see get my shadow out of the way. You can see that he's killing the dragon from his horse. So
From the
again,
14th
this is
century.
14th century. So yeah, again, this is the Church of St. George. So that makes sense why that would be in here.
I really like how nice and cool it is in here.
It's so cool. It's really nice.
Because it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So there's different levels of cisterns in here. So these were rainwater cisterns that would fill with water, and they're on different levels. And I believe what I heard them say is like the lower level ones where they would overflow from the higher ones ended up being kind of the cleaner water because it kind of acted as a natural filter. Here we are.
Yeah.
They all have what they describe as a bell shape.
Yeah, like a teardrop
Yeah.
almost.
They're so cool. That's so cool right here. This is so
Yeah.
cool right here.
Kept the water chilly, and they had more water than they actually needed. So when they look at the cisterns in Matera, they outnumber the houses of Matera. So they had more drinking water than anyone ever needed. And they think that they might have been used for agricultural purposes or even landscaping purposes, because people may have been, big into landscaping and keeping plants, and so the water, just outnumbered the need for it as far as human drinking water.
There's the one we just been to. So they connected.
I like it.
They're so cold.
Come on, we almost out.
It looks like maybe you could have drawn water from here. There's an
Yeah,
opening to the top.
I think they all do.
That's
Have one.
That's like frozen. It's like frozen. It's like frozen.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, this one too, where you can see through the top. But I believe this one, they said, was actually converted into more of a storage area, so you can see that the ground is.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not that
It's not like.
concave shape
Yeah.
of the others.
I can put my girlfriend on. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are.
There's a door to outside.
Why am I bend over? Why am I bend over? Wait, who's bend over? What is bend over? Bend over.
There's more.
So, yeah.
Oh, we were just right there. So
Oh,
there's the statue. And they roped it off.
Bend over.
So you don't get confused where to
so you
go.
don't have to. You don't have to go through the cisterns to get here.
Yeah.
And this was then coming in here, a cave dwelling. So this, instead of a cistern or a church or a press, this was where a family lived. So back here you've got the stable,
As always.
which is a staple element of any cave dwelling. This seems to be, I think, like a trough, possibly, for the animals. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. These walls here, you can see, have a very marine look to them, like they were underwater. In fact, look at that. It's like dust. But yeah, here you can see. I think that's where they got these shells.
Yeah. Didn't they say that might have been for a baby?
Like a small bed. Yeah, like for a small bed. Hard to imagine, but like for a baby. I mean, these families were often very big, so with a big family, you had a pretty good chance of having a baby in the mix of all that. So, yeah.
Let's go this way.
No, we're going toward the top.
Let's go to this
And then they just have a few photographs, and this was used as a cave hole up until the 70s. So, yeah, I mean, people still easily, alive today who lived and grew up in these conditions.
Go! Puppy dog. Dog.
Here we are, at the exit.
I think there is one more room, but I think we need to go around to get to it.
Oh, there's another part of this, maybe part of the same house.
Ow. They almost burned me. They almost burned me. They almost got it. Almost there.
Almost there.
This way.
Talk about an ancient door. I mean, it's wood, so it's not thousands of years old, but look at that. The history. If the door could talk, right?
Oh, I bet that was a stove. Yeah, I bet it was.
A stove.
There
Yeah,
is-
you can see it's blackened. up
Yeah.
there.
I'm right here. Dad, there's this way.
Yeah, you found some. Okay, wow, it just goes on.
Some table.
What is this? Some sort of maybe like
Whoa.
weaving sewing machine, or I don't know.
Oh wait.
Not a sewing machine, but some sort of a something that you press with a pedal. Looks like. Huh.
There was that.
This looks like maybe a weighing
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, I think it was.
A scale.
Yeah.
Today, this is
There
for
we
me.
are. We were just there. There's more.
They did say that when they broke pottery, that they often didn't throw it away, that they would actually have a way of repairing it with metal wires, and it was cheaper to repair it than it was to just make a new one.
Look at their slide.
No, that's a moth.
A moth?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a moth.
Oh, there's more pottery, just stuff they probably found while excavating. It looks like
Broken. It's broken.
dishware or
It is
plates and
broken.
bowls maybe.
It's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people broke it. Some sort of. Hey, this is a toilet. Hey, this is a toilet.
Yeah.
I think so. Wow.
What?
And then just little oil lamps and more shells. Those are some big shells. That's hard to believe, really, like, that this was all underwater at one time.
It's really green.
Yeah.
I'm the super kid.
Well, and there's an exit.
And here's the exit.